tanks don't apply, like the reason why rules of League of Legends don't apply to tanks is because of a game design philosophy from Riot where they say that if the Cho'Gath cannot go full tank and deal 2000 damage to me, if Cho'Gath cannot do that, I can just ignore the Cho'Gath. That's what Riot says. So in Riot's mind, for example, the fact that Cho'Gath Q knocks me into the air for 2 seconds and I can't move, that doesn't mean anything. That has no impact. A 2-second silence where I can't use my spells, that also doesn't mean anything. His E slow, that's AoE and like 60-80% or whatever, where people can't move, just ignore that, right? Which makes no sense. The CC and the utility Cho'Gath offers is power enough. He doesn't need 2000 damage. He does not need to be able to 1v1 any top laner. That's just not my opinion. My opinion, you know? In my opinion, that's what it is. Like, people, like Riot says that if tanks don't one-shot people, you can ignore them. But then you play versus Ornn, and you get hit by his E, which is a 1-second knock-up. Then you get hit by the ulti, which is another second knock-up. So you're in a fight, you haven't done anything for 2 seconds. So like, how do I ignore that 3-second CC? You know what I mean? Like, I don't really understand that. Like, ignore the tank. Bro, I'm knocked up. How do I ignore it? Like, teach me, you know what I mean? And another thing is, obviously a tank should have some damage, right? But I like, they 1v1 fighter champions. Like, oops, I didn't see that. My bad. Like, they 1v1 fighter champions. They 1v1 them. Like, if I don't play smart, the Cho'Gath is going to 100-0 me in one rotation. You know what I mean? That is not damage. That is a carry champion. And that's why tanks are carry champions to a certain degree, you know what I mean? So, I mean, this tank conversation, I've talked about this so many times, but I feel like whenever you play versus a tank, and then you play versus Cho'Gath, all he has is tank items, he right-clicks you, and it's 2000 damage. What else do you want me to talk about? Like, that kind of forces me to start talking about how the game, in my opinion, on that regard, is just misdesigned. Long story short, in League of Legends, tanks shouldn't exist. Solo lane tanks. Solo lane tanks. Top lane, mid lane, top lane, mid lane tanks should not exist. In jungle and support, you should have it. But top mid, you should not be able to play tanks. It shouldn't be a thing. Because the only way you can play a solo lane tank is by breaking and not following the rules of game design in League of Legends. That's the problem. And Riot knows about this problem,